is king!
Let all that you do be done in love. A Christian, when they see their society collapsing around them, doesn't cower or run in fear. He doesn't stick his head in the sand and hope that it will all change and just go away and be all right. He doesn't throw up his hands and say all is lost. So,
what's going on?
Oh, just correcting a couple of falsities. Just correcting a couple of falsities. So, I want to give a talk.
Would you like to go somewhere?
We can talk here. Yeah.
Right. That's the best way I told you, because that's the bank name. Okay, only the best way I told you. You can talk to your friend? No, I told you to remember.
You can come and talk to me anytime, brother. When he's finished lying about it.
Your book, shame on you.
So, I'm so ashamed I'm just about to read it.
Read number 51.
Yeah. I want to do a talk on what we call as Christians the Decalogue. Deca means 10, and log comes from the Greek logos to mean word or to speak about. Now, God in the Old Testament has revealed a series of commandments in the Old Covenant that apply to the people of Israel. However, as Christians, we interpret the Bible through a paradigm of covenants. Adam had a covenant. Noah had a covenant. Moses had a covenant. And Jesus founds a covenant. Now, Jesus founds a covenant. He founds a covenant with Moses. And Christ establishes a new covenant in which some of the old covenant is taken into the new covenant. Now, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to listen to me talk, you're going to have to focus on my voice, because unfortunately I do attract the heckler. I do attract hecklers. So, I want to talk about that part of the Old Testament law that Christians universally agree still apply in the New Covenant, known as the Decalogue, or more commonly, the 10 Commandments. Now, to do this, I'm going to read through them, and I'm going to see how that Decalogue applies in 3 ways. Firstly, how it applies to society. Secondly, how it applies to the church. And thirdly, how it applies to us as individuals. The first commandment is this: I am the Lord your God, who brought you out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of slavery. You shall have no other gods before me. Now, why is that important? In an atheistic society, the highest form of authority is embodied in the parliament, in the laws of men. And in an atheistic society, there is no God, there is no authority greater than man and his own opinions, which means that very often that which is the law of the land is seen as morality, and that which is moral is often translated into law. However, as Christians, we believe that there is an authority higher than the parliament, higher than the government, which means that there can be such a thing as an immoral law. And we see examples of immoral laws in our society, such as the law of abortion, such as laws permitting a euthanasia, such as laws that permit and make easy divorce. These kinds of laws are immoral. They are immoral, and belief in God demonstrates that there is no connection between the authority of Parliament, the laws that it passes, and morality. These things are not equal. Laws can be immoral. And if you don't believe me, look at the laws that were passed by the Reichstag in Germany in 1939 to 1945. Therefore, we know that there is no connection between morality and law. And that is a basis built upon the idea that there is an authority greater than Parliament. An atheistic society can make no such rational argument, because there is no authority higher than the ones we create, and in a democratic society there is no higher authority than the Parliament. Now, how does this apply to the church? It is a temptation of the Christian church at all times and in all generations to simply go along with the secular state, to go along with the Parliament, to go along with the Emperor or the King in their decisions. However, as Christians, we have a barrier to simply going along with whatever is fashionable to our time and place. And that is the idea that we shall have no God but Yahweh, and that we will serve no God but Yahweh. And what are the kind of idols that we can create in the church? What kind of gods can we serve apart from the God Yahweh? We can serve the nation state as a church, serving them as a God, fighting in their wars, celebrating their culture, and abiding by their agenda. However, as Christians, we believe that we should worship Yahweh alone, serve His kingdom alone, and commit ourselves to His causes alone. And this applies to us as individuals. We can create gods out of our jobs. We can create gods out of our ambitions, out of our lusts, out of our desires. And we can serve them apart from Yahweh. The second commandment is this: